Okay, I want to show you some tricks about how to draw. Uh, Basically, you're going to draw within a frame, which again, like I showed you in that other video, this is the top part of your frame, and you got the bottom part of your frame. You've already got a garage label in here, an orientation, a not to scale label, and you have four little frames where you can enter elevation measurements for your four corners, which is what this drawing is going to be for. So let's see how we set up a drawing. This toolbar here is not always visible, so you might need to go to View, Toolbars, and find Drawing. Like I'm going to uncheck it and you'll see it disappears. So if I come here, View, Toolbars, Drawing, then it shows back up. It may not show up right here on yours. It may be in a little bit different location, but you can move it around. So we're going to pick, well, let's go back to where we're drawing again, to our frame here. And so let's pick a polygon. Now, the trick is that the first thing you draw, you just click once, and then you take it to where you want it to be. Now, these bold lines here are, 10 steps, let's say. So let's say it's 10 steps. You go here, you release it. Now you want to go up, let's say you want to go up 8. Well, what I do is I go up 10. That's easy, and I just count back 1, 2. So I'm at 8. And then if I want to go, say, to 14, here's 10, so I don't need to count that. 11, 12, 13, 14 will be right about here. And then, you just go whatever your other things are, click these off, come here and close it, and then you double click when you close. That releases it. So what I do is I just come up, put it up in this corner, and it's already selected, so I'll right click it, and the first thing I do is the line. I usually use some sort of a blue for a color that happens to be default on this. I'm not sure how you change the default, but anyway, I go up, so we're talking about 0.06 inches in width. Click OK. Now the line is much more visible. Right click it again, go to area. And this is a color of the fill, so you don't want any fill, so we'll just take it out, put none, click OK. So we got rid of the fill. Then again, we right click it, and we go to position and size. Click here, keep the ratio, and then we just start increasing this up to about 4.5 inches. That's the width. Increase it to 4.5 inches. I do it this way, and as I'm doing this, I'm watching what my bottom number is doing, because it's not always real well behaved. This worked out just fine, but you click OK. Now, let me show you something here. See, I'm a little bit off here. See, that's not really straight over there. So what I'm going to do is unselect this. Then I'm going to select it again, and I'm going to come down here and pick points. Okay, so now it shows all the points. So I'm going to take this and select it. I'm going to move it up just a hair like that, and yeah, it looks a lot better. Not perfect. This one's a little bit off too, so I'm going to move this over just a little bit. And so that's a little bit better there, not totally where it should be. There's actually a reason why it's doing this. But anyway, so we now have this in here. So let's get off of it, double click out here, and then let's find this and click on this, and then we can move it. That's where we're going to make that measurement. And we move this one on this corner. We make the measurement here. And we come over here, and we're going to make a measurement probably here. And it turns out that our garage is a pretty standard deal here. Here it goes. And we're going to move this. Whoops. We never take a measurement in the garage, so we'll come behind it right in here. Okay. So now these placeholders are all here and ready for us to put measurements in. We just click them like that, and it's ready to type in a measurement. And you can bring this, just, you just want it to look good. Not to scale, put that beside that. You can select your reference thing and put it up here somewhere in the middle, and then get off of it, and then come back in and click here and fill out, it's at the fireplace, foot of the stairs, wherever it might be. And that's really all there is to that. Now there is one more thing that I want to show you here, and that's because the your program may not really be set up right to do drawings as best you could. So here's what you do. You go to Tools, and you come to Options, and you go to Appearance, okay, and you look over here, and what we're looking for is Text Document Grid, and you notice mine is on black, okay. Unless you change it, yours may have been like on gray or something. That makes it not so visible. So we want to get it on black, as dark as we can, so we have a lot of contrast. There, we're back on black, and so that's great. So we can just say OK, and we're in good shape. Now the other thing I want you to do, go to Tools again and go to Options, but this time instead of going to Appearance, I want you to make this drop down on Writer, and I want you to click Grid. Okay. Now here's why those points were getting screwed up. I didn't have this checked. You want to snap to grid, and you want visible grid. Okay. And what I do, you'll see, at least on mine, I set this up for 11 spaces, because if I set it up that way, the first time I use it, it gives me 11 spaces. After that, it always gives me 10. If I set it up on 10, it gives me 10, and then after the first use, it always gives me 9. So I just set it at 11 and then let it revert to 10, and I don't have to mess with it anymore. And so that's all there is to that, and you're done. And that makes all these, anything you draw now is going to snap to that grid much better than it did before. So if we go here and we go here, 1, 2, 3, whoops, see, I moved over a little bit. You can always put another point here, say come over here. And let's just see what happens here now. We have this, and we have this extra point. So again, we select it, okay, we go to Points, and we find this point, okay. Yeah, it's not going to work. Where's Points? Alright, now what we want to do is select this point and hit delete. See, like that? And it goes back to where we should have had it in the first place. So that's just a little, if you screw it up, you can always select it and just delete the whole thing, start over again. So even now, see, this is not exactly like you probably really want it. So let's move this over just a smidgen. It should snap to the thing now. There, it's a little bit better, and I bet you if we move this, we can get that straight. Yeah, we fixed part of it and messed part of it up. It's better to have it snap, there we go, better to have it snap to in the first place. So be sure you have that set up before you do any drawings. After that, I think you'll find the drawings are really not that hard to do. The biggest problem I really ever had with drawings is that I did not have my grid appearance, so it was black. Made it really hard to do. I couldn't figure out why, but that's the problem. So anyway, you shouldn't find that to be too difficult to do at all.